Hey, I'm Coach Colin Castello with ShotMechanics Basketball, and today you're going to learn how to do NBA 2K17's best crossover moves in real life. All right, so you've probably played the game NBA 2K17. And with the help of my guys over at Sports Gamers Online, you can find them in the link in the description down below. We're going to break down the best moves, the best crossover moves in the game, and we're going to learn how to do them in real life. So the very first move that I love is what we call the quick crossover. And the quick crossover looks a little bit simple, but it actually gets really, really good results. And it's basically just the idea of driving your defender one direction and then crossing over quickly going the opposite way. So it all starts as you're either coming up with your inside or your outside hand, whatever it is, and you're approaching the defender just like I'm approaching the camera right now. Now the key is you want to stab your foot and the ball in one direction, right? So on my foot and the ball are going in the same direction this way because I'm trying to slide the defender this direction. Now the key is after this, as soon as my foot plants, I want to whip the ball low and quick, crossing over to the opposite side. So as I come through on planting, crossing over opposite. Right now, a big part of this is selling it with your eyes. A lot of times a quick crossover is not going to work that well if I'm staring right at my defender and then I look at the spot I'm going to cross over to. That doesn't work as well. So with a quick crossover, when I'm coming down, I want my eyes to go with the direction of my foot, and then that's when I'm crossing over opposite, right? Your eyes tell a big story a lot of times. So if I can point this direction, eyes, cross over opposite, I'm going to get them leaning just enough for me to tack downhill. So the next main point that we want to think about is keeping our speed up, right? With a quick crossover, we're not necessarily going sideways or laterally with it. Instead, as I'm coming up, I'm trying to keep my attack speed downhill. We can think about, guys like John Wall, Chris Paul. Those are the guys that are always attacking downhill just like that. So again, as you hit that quick stab with your foot and your eyes, we want to take a direct line to the basket as we're coming through, not banana cutting out. If you can do those two things, you're going to have a really great quick crossover. All right, so the next crossover we got is the drop crossover. This one's also not super complex, but it gets big time results. And it's just basically the idea that you're going to drop the ball to the opposite side and then stab the opposite direction of your crossover. So as I'm coming up on the defender, I'm going to drop it, boom, stab opposite. Now the idea is that as I drop this, I'm switching to my opposite hand, and as I stab, that's going to slide the defender, and the ball's already prepped into my hand, ready to explode past, continuing onto the hoop. Now, just like the quick crossover, you want to keep your momentum moving downhill, right? If I come up and I hit this drop cross and I push laterally, that's okay. I might get an open shot, but with this, I want to be in attack mode, right? I want to kind of be moving downhill with this crossover. So as I come through, I'm going to drop, stab, cross, trying to make sure that my hand stays on top of the ball. If you can do that, it's going to help you out a ton. Now, the last thing you want to think about is loading out of that drop. So as I come through, if I drop the ball off, and I let my left leg here get straight, if I drop it off and I go straight like this, I've got to rebend it and reload it to explode. So it's a little slower, it's not as explosive. So as you come through, when I drop it off and I'm stabbing, I'm keeping this back leg loaded back here, so as soon as I drop it off and stab, I can spring off it, attacking directly by the defender, getting all the way cut for a finish. So if you can do that, the drop crossover is an awesome one to have in your repertoire. All right, so the next crossover we've got is the between the legs crossover. Now this one's great if you're trying to change direction with the basketball, but also protect it at the same time. Because this is great if a defender's like really close to your hip, or maybe you're in the middle of the lane and trying to get to a finish, something like Kyrie Irving might use. And the idea is basically just as I'm driving, maybe I've got a defender pretty close in front of me, I'm going to drop my hips and cross the ball under my legs. So I'm dropping at the same time. I'm protecting the ball from the defender and then attacking, finishing at the basket, finishing with a floater, whatever it is. Now the key here is really dropping those hips quick so you can explode out of it. If I'm just dribbling straight up and down like this between my legs, not only is the ball not as protected, but also I'm not as explosive, right? So the key here is that you want to drop those hips on the cross simultaneously. So as I'm coming through, I'm going to, boom, drop my hips, back legs loaded. So as soon as I drop and come through, I can spring off that back leg, attack, get all the way to the basket or for a finish. Now, you really want to be careful on this drop crossover that you're not palming the basketball, right? If I come through and I catch the ball with my hand underneath just like this, it's going to be a carry. They'll probably call me for it every time. So just make sure that as you come through, I'm getting ready and I, boom, drop this under the legs. Once it comes through, I'm going to keep my hand on top of the ball and push it out for my next dribble. Right? It's going to be faster, more explosive, get you by your defender. All right, if this video helped you out, go ahead and hit that like button and then head into the comment section down below and let me know what sort of video you want to see next. This is a channel for the people, by the people, on pretty much everything out for request, so leave it down below and hopefully I can get to it. And if you're new to ShotMechanics, you're definitely going to want to do two things. Number one, click that subscription button down here because we put out videos every week and they're all going to get you better. The second thing you're going to do is click the other button down below and you're going to get a free copy of my #1 scoring workout. This scoring workout is going to change the way you think about your training and probably increase your scoring average the very first time you use it. That's how powerful it is. So you're going to want to check that out. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castello with ShotMechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching. Until next time, splash on.